Good morning, Dr. Lachlan. GMO Crops by Chelsea Cortes and Bethany Talamantes. What is a GMO, you ask? A GMO is a genetically modified organism. Genes are part of DNA, which are the building, growing, and activity instructions in a cell. M is for modification, meaning to make change. And organisms can be any living thing at all, big or small, things like bacteria, which have been used to assist in making changes to crops, vaccinations, and medications. It's microscience. It really is microscience. The process of gene modification is so extremely small that even under some of the most sophisticated microscopes, it can't clearly be seen. It starts usually with just one cell where so much DNA is packed tightly into the nucleus and then inserted into a cell. Growth hormones naturally occurring in the plant cell are given to help encourage integration and growth. The cell goes through the usual phases to divide. The inserted gene becomes the norm of the plant as it continues to grow and flourish. Where did the modification come from and why did they start? Though technology is currently blooming to make gene modification easier now, humans have been modifying crops and animals for nearly 30,000 years. Even without today's technology and labs, our ancestors were able to make changes and tweaks to DNA of plants and animals through selective breeding and artificial selection. Artificial selection, though not the same as genetic modification, is still considered to be the precursor to our process today. The earliest evidence of artificial selection in plants was found in Southwest Asia on a domestic wheat plant in 7800 BCE. A few of the most dramatic changes to plants through this process are corn, which was simply wild wheat, broccoli, that was a lot smaller than it is today, and bananas that used to have large black hard seeds running through the very sweet soft bits. How are modifications made with current technology? There are two methods in use. Gene gun, or the gene gun, which takes DNA coated in gold or tungsten and shoots it into the cell with coders to help it integrate better, and a more indirect way using bacteria and viruses to intrude into the cell through modified bacteria, so not to harm the overall structure, but to make small changes to encourage or eradicate traits. New technologies are being made where scientists hope to be able to edit fragments of DNA without using foreign gene by way of genome editing. This involves inserting, removing, or simply making small changes to very small fragments by using what bacteria enzymes do. Scientists saw that bacteria have been able to do this on their own and decided to give it a try. How many GMO crops are there? Currently in the U.S., there are 10 GMO crops mass-produced, but over 120 GM seeds with varying traits used. 90% of corn, soybean, cotton, canola, sugar beet acreage in the U.S. are GMO. Most are not sold for human consumption, but for animals. Are GMOs safe? The short answer is probably yes. The longer answer, the scientific-backed answer, would be also yes, as far as we currently understand and know. But there hasn't been any long-term reputable studies showing bad side effects or real side effects. Are GMOs regulated? Yes, they are regulated by the very same laws that govern the health, safety, and environmental impact on conventional food. But that is it. And that is a big but. There aren't any special laws or regulations that regulate GMOs separately, and there really should be. Why modify it all? There are major benefits to GMOs. They are more pest resistant, more weed killer resistant, they require less water, they require less attention, and they use less energy in the growing process. They can be tailored to provide more health benefits, and they require less soil and less room to grow. But there are also some serious disadvantages to GMOs. They could possibly increase allergen risks with cross-contamination. The FDA does not require GMOs to be labeled, though they really should. And superbugs, such as corn rootworms, have developed from overuse of pesticides. And super weeds, such as pigweed, have caused higher levels of weed killers to be sprayed on all these plants. Cross-contamination can and does happen pretty regularly.